Hey, folks, welcome to the show today. We got a great show lined up for you. We got the one and only, the great Miss Donna Fargo. And I've been knowing Donna for quite some time, and I know all you folks out there is a fan of hers too. She is, recorded millions of songs. She has did a lot of awards. She won a lot of awards on the Grand Ole Opry, the country music. All of this she's done. And I was glad I've got to know Donna for a long time now. I met her in Mount Airy a few years ago. We did a couple of interviews back then, and we got to be good friends. I've talked to her on the phone quite a few times, and just make sure she's okay, just talking to her. But we have her on the show today, and I think, Donna, how are you?
I'm doing great, Paul.
Hey, Donna, you know, you're an excellent singer. Not only you're a good singer, but you got a great heart. You've got one of the best hearts anyone I've ever seen.
Same back at you, Paul.
Hey, Donna, how about telling me something about yourself that a lot of folks don't know, but I might know?
Okay. I grew up in a little town called Mount Airy, North Carolina, with a dream in my heart to become a singer. And I kind of kept it to myself. I was bashful. And when I was a little girl, I remember I always wanted to make my own money and just be independent. So I worked in tobacco when I was a child and clothing stores when I was a teenager. Never took home a paycheck, of course. So, and early on, I had decided that I wanted to become a teacher. I had great teachers in grammar school through high school who inspired me. I came to believe, Paul, that English would be the most valuable subject to help students. So I prepared myself by going to High Point College in North Carolina. I majored in English and received a Bachelor of Arts degree and earned a general secondary credential. I remember saying to my dad, Dad, I think I want to go to college. And he said, okay, I'll pay for it. He said, just do three things for me. Don't quit before you finish, and don't get married before you finish, and just really apply yourself and learn from it and, you know, be a good representative. So after graduation, I left North Carolina to live with my brother Gail, who was my hero, and to teach high school English in a progressive school district in Southern California. So mission accomplished so far with my teacher dream.
Tell me how you got into show business anyway.
Well, after I felt comfortable with my teaching position, I decided to work on my other dream, to be a singer. Now, I didn't exactly know what to do. My brother that I was living with met someone who knew of a company that was looking for a girl singer to sing demos. So I got the number and called and made an appointment with a producer and publisher named Stan Silver. And I took with me to the meeting a demo to play that I had made at WPAQ, our favorite radio station in my hometown. Thank God for radio stations and DJs, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Stan told me when he listened to the CD or whatever it was I played him, he said, "You're country." And after a while, he had recorded me on a few demos. And after a while, I asked him if he would teach me to play guitar, that I thought I could write my own songs. And especially if I didn't take too much of his time. I mean, I didn't want to be a pain, you know, and I wanted to be a fast learner, but I really thought I could write my own songs. So he said, yeah. And he gave me a guitar, and I began writing my own songs just from listening to songs on the radio and singing them and trying to figure out why I liked them so much and this, that, and the other, you know.
Yeah.
Then we fell in love. I always think that's an interesting verb to use with love, because love really lifts you. You don't fall. But anyhow, we fell in love, for lack of a better way to say it, and got married. and he's produced all my records except two, I think. He definitely produced all the hits. So he knew what he was doing, and I didn't. I was just trying to learn to write songs. So let me say, too, that there really wouldn't be a Donna Fargo without Stan Silver, no question. And we were in Phoenix, Arizona, meeting with a company that was ready to put out a record of a song I'd written called Would You Believe a Lifetime? And the guys at the label asked me if I would consider changing my birth name from Yvonne Vaughn to something more country and Western. They said, something simpler might be easier not to mispronounce, and it could affect airplay. And I said, well, I changed my name several times. I remember a song I wrote called Daddy. In the song, I said, I've done changed my name so many times, I don't even know who I am. Anyway, we said, well, what did you have in mind? And there was a guy standing there, and he said, well, I used to know a lovely lady named Donna Fargo, and I always thought that was a great name. And they said, how would you like that? And Stan and I looked at each other, and I said, well, we both sort of in sync said well, if they mispronounce that, it'll be intentional. So they were ready, to make the label, and we had to make a quick decision, and so we agreed. But to answer your question, Stan was like a perfect husband, perfect manager, wonderful producer, love of my life, partner, guide, soulmate, and best friend. To me, he did everything, and he spoiled me rotten.
You have a new CD out, Donna, and I just didn't know you were going to ever have one out again, but I'm so glad you did. I have a copy of your CD right here, and how did it come about doing that, Donna?
In the last few years, as I would finish writing songs that we both liked enough to record, we would go into the studio, and we were working on finishing an album. And we assumed it would be, 10 to 12 songs. But then COVID came along, and we both had serious cases of it. At one time, I even said to Stan, boy, I don't know, honey, if we can survive this. And he called my doctor's office, and my nurse called, and she said, I'm calling an ambulance right now. And so we went to the hospital. They sent me home and said, come back tomorrow for the monoclonal antibodies infusion. But they kept Stan, and he died there 7 days later. Mm-hmm. And I just thought I was going to die from the grief, because we had always, been together, and we were so devoted to each other. And one day, as I was praying, I said, God, just give me some kind of sign that Stan is in heaven and he's all right. I said, because if if he's not, just take me on. As I entered the bedroom, the light on his side of the bed was on. Hadn't been on in months. I didn't turn it on. I said, God, I didn't turn that light on. And he said, well, you did ask me for a sign. Also, I was walking through the hall, and without any thought, my hand opened a cabinet door and pulled out a little paper bag with 6 CDs in it. When I listened to them, they were all mastered perfectly and finished. And it was like Stan and God got together to save my life. My whole attitude changed. I knew I had to put that CD out and, come up with a plan to put it out. And I went from not having any music in me to making this CD available first to the fans who've supported me for years. And their reactions have just been heartwarming and wonderful.
Hey, we're going to take a little commercial right here, but we'll be right back. Hey, Donna, we're back now, but look, I got your CD right here, and you only have 6 songs on it, but they're great songs. And they are one of the good guys. This is America. I think of you. Love knows no doors. Didn't we have a good time? Cross my heart. I thank God for you today as a spoken word. How do folks go about getting this material from you, Donna?
Okay, the CD is available at donnafargo.com, primadonnaentertainmentcorp.com, Amazon, and eBay. It's also available for downloads and streaming on all major digital outlets, including Amazon Music, iTunes, and Spotify. Plus, the official lyric video for One of the Good Guys is available on YouTube.
And Donna, if they order this merchandise, you will autograph them for them, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, Donna, this book is out of this world. You know, you got to know Jesus Christ to write something like this. This book has every kind of, I think, problem-solving thing in there you can get a hold of. If anybody's got any kind of stressful situations, they can go to this book, and it will sure make a big difference in their lives. Because you know you got to be a really Christian to do something like this, Donna.
Well, I'm so thankful and so blessed, Paul. I've learned so much from all my experiences in life, and I like to share things that hopefully other people who are going through similar trials can relate to, and I just try to tell the truth.
You know, Donna, this whole world is in a bad situation right now, and it's really bad. But if you pick up this book and start reading through this book, you'll forget all those bad things going on in this world right now. And it sure makes a big difference in your life. Matter of fact, it brought me to tears sometime reading some of these books, some of these things you wrote in the book.
Well, thank you, Paul. The book, when I was reading the test copy before we put it out, and it happened about the same time that Stan died. So I had to reread the book and think, wow, is this going to work with this title, Everything is Possible with God? And we pulled some things that I had written from before and put some new things in there that as I had evolved in my thinking and stuff, and finally was satisfied with it. It came out about the same time that the CD did.
You know, Donna, the writing you had in front of this book, I'm going to read it to the folks. It said, my prayer for you is that you will always know that you are loved, supported, and appreciated because you are. And that is a fact. And you know, you love everybody, Donna. You're just a loving lady. And I am so pleased I got to meet you. And you just make my heart just warm.
Oh, thank you. Well, and see, I learned from writing. I learned early on after I was diagnosed with MS that you have to stay busy to keep your mind off the body misery from when you're dealing with some disease. And then I had 2 strokes, so I had more things to deal with. But at the same time, I kept writing. And each time I would, come up with questions, I would just study the Word of God. I believe in the integrity of God's Word and that He doesn't lie to us. And, we're used to making decisions from our 5 senses, but we need to develop ourselves spiritually because we're spirit, mind, and body. And if we don't develop our spirits, we're working on only 2/3 of our capacity. And, to lose 1/3 is a lot. So in order to develop oneself spiritually, I think you just have to especially read the New Testament because that's God's covenant with us, His new covenant. I mean, the Old Testament, I read it last year, and the New Testament. But the Old Testament is mostly history, and there are many good lessons in there. But the New Covenant, is the New Testament. We really need to study that, Paul. I mean, the biggest decision anybody will ever make is whether they want to go to heaven or hell. And I want to go to heaven. And I've had some supernatural experiences that saved my life. you know, the ones that I told you about. And really, God and Stan saved my life with that CD, because it's just been, I mean, it let me know that God really loves us. He cares about us, and he wants the best for us. And he's our spiritual father. So we need to get to know him.
Donna, there's a mural going up in Mount Airy for you. Can you kind of elaborate on that for me?
Sure, it's not up yet. There's
why I
a
That's why I haven't seen it.
July the 4th parade in my hometown of Mount Airy, North Carolina, and I'll be the Grand Marshal. And I've asked them if they will ask the muralist. His name is Jex, Jeks. He's a young man from Greensboro, North Carolina, and I've talked to him several times on the phone. He's just so sweet. And anyway, he did the mural of Andy Griffith, and it's fabulous, and Melva Houston, and in Mount Airy. So, and he's going to do mine. I'm just so excited about seeing it whenever, you know, he gets around to doing it. But we will have, after the parade, we'll have a ribbon cutting ceremony, and they'll unveil the mural then of me. I never expected to be on a wall, Paul. But I'll be excited. It's really quite an honor. I love my hometown, and they're just wonderful people. It was a wonderful place to grow up, and I'm really honored that they would see me on a wall.
And also the 4th of July parade in Mount Airy, you are the Grand Marshal, and I can understand why you are, Donna. You are the grandest thing ever happened in Mount Airy. But you know, you do that, and they cut the ribbons for the mural, and then you will be signing autographs somewhere, someplace. We'll let you know that a little bit later. But I guarantee you I'll be there, and I'll find out where we are.
Thank you for having me on your show. And thank you to all the people who made all this possible, who are working for us both.
Well, Donna, I just want to tell you how much we appreciate you. But thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And I'm sure you're going to get a whole lot of folks thanking you too, because you are one great lady. But anyway, until next time, this is Paul saying so long, and I will definitely see you later.